what a treat. I am here with Farmer Lee Jones, who I have been following on Facebook, probably since Facebook started, and I just ran into him. There's no doubt who he is by his unique attire. So, hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to meet you finally, after being Facebook friends for all these years. Now, she mentions my attire. I have never seen in anything but a pair of overalls, white shirt, red bow tie, and a ball cap. And I actually have a registered trademark with the U.S. Attorney General's office. I literally don't own another pair of pants. I have 18 pairs of overalls, 18 white shirts, 18. It all traces back, and there's a great story about it. The Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck. And if anybody's ever bored, they can watch on Netflix, the old black and white, Henry Fonda, if you guys remember who he is. Jane Fonda's his daughter, but he's the main character in it. But there's a scene in there, and despite the hardships of the farmstead that lost their family farm in the Dust Bowl and the Depression, they had a square dance one Saturday night, and their overalls were worn and torn, but they were clean, and they had white shirts and bow ties. And so for everybody that ever dreamed of having a farm, for anybody that ever dreamed of or remember going to a grandparent's farm or an aunt and uncle's farm, it's for the small guy. And so I wear them with pride, and that's what it represents.
Has farming just changed over the years? Is that something that you see younger generations getting into, or is it kind of a dying industry? Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, it's a yes and no question. I mean, it's very difficult for a young farmer to get in to the commodity farming unless they're in a farm that it's being passed down. Change, yes, absolutely. Labor continues to go up, and that's our labor. We go through an H2A program, and our labor has gone up 250% since 2005. So it's definitely an issue. That being said, I think that there's still tremendous opportunity in agriculture, but it's certainly a challenge. My dad always had a saying, the only thing we're trying to do is get as good as the growers were 100 years ago. So in many ways, we're trying to use technology. We have AI. We're using solar to generate our own electric on the farm because environmental issues are extremely critical to us. We have a saying, healthy soil, healthy vegetables, healthy people, healthy environment. And that's really kind of the crux of what we're trying to do. But, the nutritional level in vegetables has gone down 80% in 100 years. In the same time period, an 80% decline in the nutrition in vegetables, a 3,000% increase in kidney, liver, heart, cancer disease, attention deficit disorder, autism, childhood obesity, allergies, diabetes. My guess is there's not anybody listening today that doesn't have somebody in their family that isn't suffering from one or more of those diseases. It's not sustainable. We are going back to the way our grandparents, if you think about why is it that the vegetables were 80% more nutritious 100 years ago when we weren't using chemical or synthetic input? When you heard your parents say, or maybe you've said it as an adult, jokingly, tongue-in-cheek, didn't really know whether it was true, oh, I need some vitamin D, I'm going to go get some sunshine. There's so much more truth to it than people understand. And if you can get your mind around the idea that your body is a receptacle for energy from the sun, then it's not such a far stretch to recognize that we can identify mineral deficiencies in the soil, just like if you go and have blood work drawn and find out the mineral deficiencies. Then based on those mineral deficiencies, we plant crop-specific. Clover, alfalfa, buckwheat, rye, vetch, buckwheat, Sudan grass. We have 16 different varieties that we plant and harvest that energy from the sun. We're seeing numbers as high as 300 to 700 times higher than the USDA average. Working in harmony with nature rather than trying to outsmart it.
So for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about your farm. And are you a second generation farmer, or did you start this on your own? But tell us why you're here today, and can anybody visit your farm? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm here by the grace of God, for sure. We like to consider it a first generation because there's an old saying that first generations build them and second or third generations blow them. At 19 years old, I stood and watched 25 years of my parents' work be auctioned off in one day. Some of you are probably too young to remember, but in the late 70s and early 80s, interest rates hit 22%. And my parents got wrapped up in that. They had a hailstorm, and it wiped out the crops, and they auctioned off everything right down to my mother's car and our home and everything on the farm. And we started over, and we met a chef. And they said, if you would grow for the quality, grow without chemical, grow for the flavor, I think there would be enough chefs that would support you. And we took that literally, we grabbed around that chef's ankles and we said, teach us. And we didn't know anything about chefs. And so for the last 40 years, we've been learning from chefs. The symbiotic relationship of chef and farmer working together is unmatchable. We have since opened a farm market on the farm. We started out just working with chefs, and we ship direct to high-end chefs all over the country. We ship into Singapore and Hong Kong direct via FedEx. We opened a nationwide home delivery during COVID. If you have an aunt in Tampa and she has 3 of everything and you don't know what to get her for a holiday or birthday, you can get her a box of vegetables that says you care about your health and wellness. And you can go and order it at chefsgarden.com. And we'll ship it directly to you or a subscription. And we open a farm market. You can do Airbnb, stay right on the farm and do a tour. Yeah.
So that sounds very interesting. So that would be, you would just go to chefs-garden.com. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It was so good
Yes,
to meet you.
it was so great to meet you.